Welcome to the Sophia Chang Show. I can't say I have ever cried at a political anything. Like, I led the Denny's rally when I was 17 years old. I didn't cry at that. I did a lot of screaming at white people. God, those were the days. God, those were the days. I would give anything to be a teenager screaming at white people again. I just finished watching day 3 of the Democratic National Convention. Can we first talk about Jennifer Hudson's ball gown sweeping, turn your back mic drop? I mean, rah! I was shrieking. I was silently shrieking. Like, it was this night. Like I said in the intro, I cannot recall a moment when I cried over politics. Like, even when we finally got our first black president, I don't think I cried. I think I was more just, screaming out of joy and tweeting. Actually, then I was still doing Facebook back then. Facebooking pictures of myself wearing an Obama Zissou shirt. Oh no, wait, that was the re-election. God, it was just this blur that I took for granted. I have been crying. I cried a little bit yesterday. Obviously, the Addie Barkin segment hit me personally because I too have a neurodegenerative disease. But today was just, I think it doesn't hit you how invisible you are until you aren't. You have to go through life just clenched-jawed. You have to go through life just accepting, because there's only so much screaming at white people you can do. Eventually you won't be 17 years old anymore. You won't have that energy level. And you need to make money. You need to make white people money, right? So there's a lot of things that you have to do when you leave college and you realize what life is about, and you have to pay your bills, and so there's a lot of just this shutting down of who you are, and this anger that gets squashed and just shit that you put up with until one day when you see something and it's like, it's a day you never thought would come. I guess I've been waiting for that day, but I just didn't think it would happen. I mean, I still don't think an East Asian female face will be on TV, like as the president or VP. That not in my lifetime. However, this was so clse. I guess I didn't even think what it would feel like. You don't dare dream what it would feel like to have a female of color get up there, child of immigrants, and just when you see it and you suddenly see yourself, it breaks open this dam, and this flood of all the pain and redemption just comes pouring out. I was shocked when I started crying because I have not been able to give voice to that for so long, for decade after decade after decade after decade, and there's still so far to go. That's the thing. There's still so far to go. And there are still so many things that I have had to come to accept won't happen in my lifetime. There's a lot that the young people take for granted. I know because I was one. Oh my gosh. And right now, all of my best friends are older. And I mean, it's always been that way. My last episode, millennials are turning 40, God forbid. And when I talk about being the world's oldest millennial, my friends are older because I have a sense of history and connection to the people who came before me in a way that the younger millennials and the Zoomers don't have. It's very disrespectful, actually, and it's really it makes me very angry, actually. They take for granted that, like, oh, this is how it should be, and they're really angry about all of the things that they yet don't have. They get angry if anybody is transphobic, homophobic, whatever. And yes, those are terrible things. But honeys, you should see how things were before. You should see what I had to grow up with. You should see what my friends who are 10, 20 years older than me had to grow up with. Like, they have an even milder view than me. I'm a little too angry and radical for them, and the reason I bring this up is because I really, really dislike when young people attack older people who are on their side because maybe they didn't say the right, whatever is the current PC term. Slang comes and goes, and there's terms that are PC or terms that we used that were okay back then and that are not okay now. And, it's kind of why I don't correct the 70 and 80-year-olds who call me an Oriental. A lot of times they're not doing it in an angry, annoying way. I get more annoyed by the 30-year-old, 35-year-old white motherfuckers who want to lecture about how non-racist they are and, oh my God, this and Asians aren't you guys are different. You have different countries. It's like, okay, do you want a fucking medal because you happen to know that Taiwan isn't China? By the way, a lot of white people don't know that. If you don't, you need to just don't listen to this podcast. This isn't for you. So I think I'm more annoyed by the younger generation who wants their blue ribbon because they feel like they're so woke, versus the older generation that they're just struggling. They're just trying to make it. And this younger generation, I see them attacking the older people because words have changed or things like that. It makes me very upset. But then again, I was raised to respect my elders. I was raised in a different generation where you do respect your elders, where you get up and you give your seat on a bus to an older person, to a pregnant woman, to a disabled person, to just a woman in general. So I think there's both of those ends of the spectrum come up when I see myself have such a reaction. When I see myself have such a strong, gut-fueled, and I'm saying that because Kerry Washington was hosting tonight's DNC. My roommate walked in and was like, does she have a gut feeling? Yes, Olivia Pope was in the house, and when I have this gut reaction just to see a woman of color who has a South Asian mother, who is the daughter of immigrants, come up and say, I accept the nomination. I don't know if young people realize how far we've come. I have seen young people say, like, attack our own party, our own side, and be like, oh, the lesser of two evils is not good enough. Well, bitch, what do you fucking want? Like, it's like, oh, I'm so angry. It's like, do you know how hard I fought? Do you know what I had to go through in college? The white fucking rich ass woman establishment that I had, the white rich woman run women's studies department that I had to fight. I'm not even going to say her name, but I hate her so much. The woman who ran the department at the time. An economist, by the way. I had to fight tooth and nail to be able to do my senior thesis called Like a Newborn Little Yellow Queer. Asian American queer autobiofictional performance. That was my senior thesis. Do you know how groundbreaking and difficult it was? And I had to do 3 times the work of some white bitch who was just an English major and just got to write a fucking novel. I had to write an entire play, put the whole play on. I worked on this I dedicated like almost 2 years of my life to this. Had my degree in my hand at the age of 20. And these little stupid babies want to be like, oh, not good enough. Like, we worked so hard. We did not work so hard to have you guys slam the work that we did. Oh my gosh. The DNC really opened this dam. Seeing Kamala say, yes, I will be your VP, opened this dam for me to speak. And there's so much more to go. Okay, well, I'm not done with you white people. There's so much more to go, for sure. But for the babies, for the younger generation, you guys need to respect your elders. That's my takeaway. You guys need to realize how hard we fought and stop putting down the monumental gains that we have made on your behalf and just appreciate how far we've come. I just want to thank you so much for listening to the Sophia Chang Show, whether this is your first episode, which is a fantastic episode to start on, by the way, or you've been listening since day one in 2018. Without you, I would just be speaking into an empty room, which is really weird. You can help me out by passing this on to your friends, leaving a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen. I'm all over the place. I just want to thank you for listening.